The great bones of Buckingham Palace framed the procession carrying Queen Elizabeth from her London home for the last time. Her coffin borne by horse-drawn gun carriage, followed by her children and grandchildren. The march of history down the Mall, slow but relentless, the drumbeat of the funeral march keeping time as guns sounded and bells tolled. Many of those watching say they weren't prepared for the emotions that came with it.
I'm a bit choked up. I can't really speak at the minute. I'm so sorry.
I didn't think it really hit me until I saw her crown on top of the coffin.
Yeah.
I was a bit like, whoa,
Yeah,
that's
that
incredible.
Such a tiny coffin and then seeing that crown.
These women all met for the first time this morning. In the hours waiting for the procession to begin, friendships were formed.
People have been waiting here for hours and hours. In recent days, we've witnessed incredible scenes in Scotland as people there bid a fond and dignified farewell to the Queen. Now it repeats here.
There was gentle applause as the gun carriage passed along the route towards Westminster, for the Queen, but for the family following too. William and Harry, who walked behind their mother, Princess Diana's coffin 25 years ago, and their father, Charles, now bearing the sometimes lonely mantle of monarch.
I'm glad that they got that little opportunity yesterday, that window of being alone at Buckingham Palace. But yeah, they have to, it's a very public event, isn't it? And I feel as though Prince Charles still hasn't been able to hasn't been given the opportunity to mourn yet.
This phase of official mourning marks the start of the public's chance here in London to pay their respects to the Queen in person at the Palace of Westminster, where she will lie in state for 4 days. Long lines began forming well before the cortege had even left Buckingham Palace. The doors to the Great Hall, where the Queen's coffin now rests, will remain open 24 hours a day for those who've come to make their farewells.
So, Margaret, you had a chance to be with some people on the Mall. What was that like?
At the beginning, there was almost a celebratory mood until it felt like somebody flipped a switch and we heard the first notes of the funeral march beginning and a silence just seemed to sweep down the Mall. And where I was, people didn't even clap when the cortege went by. I got the sense from people that they weren't prepared and that it was the moment that the coffin went by that this moment in history actually really sunk in for them.
Made it so real.
Yeah.
Margaret, thank you.
You're welcome.